In today's lesson, we will be learning how to find the area of a rectangle. In geometry, the area can be defined as a space occupied by a flat shape or the surface of an object, or the number of units of squares that cover the surface of the object. So in this case, area will be defined as the number of squares that make up the rectangle. This is our area definition that we will be using today. Area and perimeter get confused. Perimeter and area are not the same thing, and that's really important to learn in this lesson because you're going to get two different values if you do perimeter when you should be finding area. So it's important to know the difference between the two. Perimeter and area are not the same. Perimeter is simply adding every side length together, like this. So looking at this rectangle, you can see that 17 units go across right here, 17 units go across right here, 8 units go up, and another 8 units go up. This is the perimeter of our rectangle. In order to find the perimeter, you have to add the length plus the length, which is 17 plus 17, and the width plus the width, which is 8 plus 8. The perimeter of this rectangle is 50. So, if we count every square that is highlighted on the outside, we would get 50. Area, you'll get a completely different number. Area would just be doing 17 multiplied by 8. The reason you do this is because there are 17 units in this row, and there are 8 units in this column. Well, the 8 units go all the way across. There are 8 units in each column, and there are 17 units in each row. So every single square is what is calculated to find the area. But to make it easier, you can just do 17 times 8, because 17 times 8 rows will give you the same answer as counting all the squares on the inside. So 17 times 8 will give you 136. So you see that perimeter is 50, area is 136. Those are two completely different numbers, and it's so important that you don't get it mixed up. Area has a formula, whereas perimeter, you can just add it all up. Area has a formula that makes it so much easier. The formula is simply length times the width. So it's the length of the rectangle times the width of the rectangle. And that will give you the answer that you need every single time you're looking for area. You cannot use this formula to find the perimeter. You will not get the right answer. You have to remember perimeter is just adding up the units that are on outside of the rectangle. Now we need to get started. So, our first simple rectangle is this one. Move it up closer. This one. And we are trying to find the area. So I have labeled right here length and width. We need to find the length of this rectangle, and we need to find the width of this rectangle. Then we need to fill it in these two blanks and get our number. So the length is, and we can count the squares, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You'll put 7 right here and 7 right here. The width is 1, 2, 3. Put 3 right here and 3 right here. Well, if you know your multiplication facts, you know that 7 times 3 equals 21. But if you didn't know that, all you have to do is count the squares on the inside. So we'll just check it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. 7 times 3 gives you 21. That's why it's super important to also start memorize your multiplication facts, because it'll make finding area so much easier. It's even easier than finding perimeter at times. Now let's move on to a more difficult one. Whenever we get into higher numbers like this, that's whenever you really need to start multiplying. You don't want to take all your time up and count each of these individually because it will be very time consuming. So all we have to do is find the length and the width. The length of this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Write 10 right here and 10 right here. The width is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 right here, 6 right here. Well, this is kind of an easy one because anything multiplied by 10, you just add a 0 to the back of it. So 10 times 6 should give you 60. So the area of this rectangle is 60. And we'll count this one just to make sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60. So there are 10 rows of 10 units, and there are 6 columns of 6 units. Therefore, 10 times 6, the answer will be 60. And you can always check if you're not sure that your multiplication was right. Now these next ones I'm not going to count on the inside, we're just going to trust because they just keep getting bigger and bigger. This one I've already counted the length and the width, but we can count it together anyways. So we're going to find the length just as we've been doing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Length is 16. Most people don't know their 16 times facts, so this is where you need to know how to multiply on the side by stacking them on top. The width is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So, length times the width, 16 times 7. Most people don't know 16 times 7, so what you might have to do on this one is line it up like this. (16) times 7, just as you would multiply. 6 times 7 is 42. 2 goes down here. 4 stays up. 7 plus 4, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Your answer should be 112. When you have really big answers like this, it's kind of hard to go back in and count them all. You can, but you can lose count. You just really need to make sure that you're counting the length right and you're counting the width right. I would even double check it. You want to make sure because sometimes you can skip one on accident, or it helps if you use a pen and you make little marks as you go so you know you already counted that one. But I would definitely double check it whenever the numbers keep getting bigger and bigger. And if you want to make 100% sure that you're right, it's important to go back, just count every single one individually, and you should get the same answer as you got when you multiplied. Now for the last one. This is our super big one. This is one that we really don't like because there's so many units on the inside of it. It's so hard to count. So this is where multiplication really comes in handy. So the length, I've already counted it. The length is 23. The width of this one is 14. So 23 times 14. Most of us don't know the answer to that. I don't even know the answer to that. So what you have to do is your multiplication. Set it up. 23 times 14. Like this. Okay, so we know that 4 times 3 gives you 12. Bring up your 1. 4 times 2 is 8, plus 1 equals 9. bring down your 0. 3 times 1 is 3. 2 times 1 is 2. Now we must add them together. And we will get 322. So our answer is 322. And that is for area. If we were to do perimeter, if somebody asked you to find the perimeter of this, you would add 23 plus 23 plus 14 plus 14. And your answer would not be 322. It would be a lot less than that. If you're struggling with area and perimeter and which one should be area and which one should be perimeter, always know that area is going to be a much larger number than perimeter is. Area is going to be every single unit. Every single one of these tiny boxes that you see, that is what makes up the area. Whenever you have 322, you don't really want to go back and count that. That's whenever you can double check. You can even double check it by doing perimeter, finding the values of perimeter. If you know that this is 23, you know that this is 14, and a question asks you to find area and perimeter, and you got 23 on both, so 23, 23, 14 and 14, add that to your perimeter, count them again, you know that you got 23 again, you know that you got 14 again, then multiply them to get the area. Make sure you're always getting the same numbers and you're double checking all of your work, especially whenever you're working with bigger numbers. Remember that area is defined as the units that make up the flat surface. Area is only used in two-dimensional figures like this. Whenever you start having 3D figures, you'll start using volume. But right now, it's just length times width, finding area. Area is every single unit that makes up the flat surface. Thank you.